Hey everyone, and welcome back to another King Arthur Legends Rise video. So, first of all, guys, sorry I've been gone for a while, traveling for work, and then also got the flu for like 5 days, so that was pretty terrible. But I am back. However, the videos aren't going to be as consistent as they have been just because things are kind of picking up at work, and I really have to prioritize the thing that actually brings in money to my house. So, yeah. However, what would really help, guys, is if you guys can put in the comments of things you'd like to see videos made on, because then I can take a little bit of time and do some stuff offline. So whenever I do have that little bit of time, I can maybe get in here and make a quick video, 10, 15 minutes long, talking about the thing that you guys wanted to see. So then you won't have to go for such a long stretch without any videos. So that would really help. I will also be making videos based on the content creator program so I can keep sending out codes for all my supporters that have been supporting me, to send out the stamina and all that stuff. So I always appreciate you guys keeping me as your preferred content creator that you're supporting. That's great. I'm sorry that I've been letting you down a little bit here in the past. But anyway, let's jump into the video. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about the endgame plateaus. Now, this is something that I've talked about at the beginning where you want to prioritize your account, and then if you guys are hitting that mid-game plateau where you might be suffering. And now we are talking about today's endgame. And yeah, again, this is one of those things that I wish I would have known these things prior to getting to the point that I am in my account, that I'd be a little bit more far ahead. Okay, so the first thing is to really prioritize your castle. The reason why your castle is really important is because it makes the other things that you construct take less materials. So if you want to upgrade your steel mill, or your lumberyard, it will take way less materials for you to upgrade these things the higher your castle is. You see the 7.5% discount. This goes a long way. So the best way to do this is to make sure that you are farming your forbidden dungeon. One of the things that your forbidden dungeon normal gives you is additional resources, iron or wood. On top of that, hard mode also gives you more iron and more wood, even if you can only clear, like stage 1. These things will go a long way, and we'll get to the reason why those are so important. But that's how you get those resources. Another way to get those resources is from the clan shop. Now, I've talked about how prioritizing the Sergius Flame Relic is the most important thing that you should do here. On top of that is the pedestals, because those are the mid-game plateau gaps. After that, these lumber chests and iron chests are the best way for you to acquire these resources to continue to upgrade your castle. It's going to take a lot of resources, and I know that it's going to feel like you're wasting this stuff just to do something that the game is making you do in the Royal Road. But I promise the castle and the upgrades that it's going to save you on materials will matter, because you want to have this steel mill and you want to have the lumberyard upgraded as much as you possibly can. Right now I get about 86,000 materials every 24 hours, so that's not bad, on top of all the materials that I get from the restricted area like the Forbidden Dungeon. That's key. The reason why that's important is because equipment crafting costs so many resources, especially to get 5 and 6 star gear. This is the gear that is going to hamper you on your end game progression. This is why the materials are so important. So one of the things that you're going to be doing once you've been able to kind of farm some of the stage 10 stuff, you'll eventually start hitting roadblocks when it comes to clan raid. So with clan raid being bumped up to level 30, these bosses are way harder. I am so far behind, and I'm really struggling to help my clan, even though I'm the leader of the clan. Not a good look. But my gear just isn't there, and the reason being is I don't have enough materials to really craft this stuff. I'm trying to save up for my vigor gear, but as you see, I only can craft one piece. So yeah, but if you were to craft 10 pieces of vigor gear, it's going to cost 250,000 lumber and steel. So this stuff is going to dry up quick. So the more you're able to upgrade your castle, which will allow you to upgrade your steel mill and lumber yard for a lot less, you also need to meet specific requirements in order to actually upgrade this stuff. Like your castle needs to be level 16 before you can upgrade this to the next thing. And that's where I'll get 100,000 pieces every 24 hours. So that is the first thing. The second thing that you should be doing to avoid the endgame plateau is every single day in your daily perks, you should be alchemizing your gold chest, your relic breath, and your legendary relic breath. The return on this is very, very low. However, little bits can stack up, and these uncommon relic breaths and legendary relic breaths are way more valuable than these common ones that you're synthesizing for. And you're really going to need everyone's relic to level 60 at the point where you're trying to push Forbidden Dungeon hard, or all of those clan raid bosses, and then, of course, to keep up with the rest of the people with clan wars. You also want to synthesize this Genesis Stone and the Horn of Ascension every single day. This material is basically worthless. So if you can use it to synthesize these pieces, these will help so much. The reason why those pieces are so important is because whenever you actually do forge your pieces of gear with your equipment crafting, you're going to want to utilize these. You want 6-star pieces, and you want legendary pieces. Because this stuff is so hard to come by and kind of limited, you really want to maximize every time you are crafting these pieces of equipment. So this stuff is also going to run out, pretty quick. There is one other place that you can get these. Well, two other places. I believe you get them from doing some of your daily stuff. It's somewhere around here. Is it this stuff? No, maybe they took it away. I thought there was a chest that gave you this stuff. Maybe it's in the weekly. But the other place that you can actually get it is in the Forbidden Dungeon shop. I think it is this. Yeah, I think it's these. Yeah. Okay. So at one point, whenever you're at the end game, this chest is actually going to be valuable enough for you guys to purchase. I think the people that struggle with Forbidden Dungeon normal haven't beat it yet. You should still just prioritize the legendary mastery stones and then the flame relic summon tickets along with the pedestals. But after that, you're going to have so much currency that the crafting material chests are the things that you're going to want to end up buying. And this one, I think, is the one you prioritize just to maximize the amount of legendary 6-star pieces that you can get. All right? So that's the next thing. After that, the thing that you'll end up farming the most, I think, in the end game is going to be Burning Land. Mainly because gold is going to be so important. Not just from a crafting standpoint, not from leveling up gear standpoint, but from the standpoint that after you have farmed your stage 10s, I think a lot of people will realize the farming of the stage 10, the gear that you get here is actually pretty bad. Not to say that these sets are bad, it's just you always get 5-star gear and it's always rare. Or you'll get a bunch of materials that end up being something similar to this. So you're going to want as many of these gold ingots, but you're going to be dropping a lot of these rare ones, which don't do anything for you. So you're going to be synthesizing a lot. And yes, this costs materials and it costs gold. So it just comes back to the castle again. And then also you're going to have to farm Gorgos a lot to really maximize this. Like, look how many rare ingots I have versus the legendary gold ingots. So what I'm going to eventually do is start synthesizing a bunch of these so I can actually craft 5 and 6 star pieces of the right side of gear. So you're really going to be farming Gorgos, which is nice considering it's one of the easiest things to farm. But yeah, this isn't something that you need to like prepare for. I'm just telling you that this will eventually be your thing. You're going to be farming a lot of the gear stages just for the materials, and then you're going to be farming Gorgos so you can get the higher level materials to then start crafting. When it comes to the items that you should be looking for, so you don't kind of hit a plateau. So in the market, the things that I always buy are the brooches, although this is something that you might not have to do. The brooches aren't like super important considering only a handful of legendary heroes actually need their passives upgraded. But I will always buy legendary tomes, but the whetstones are the things that I tend to run out of the most. Because once you have a couple of your legendaries passives leveled up, you will then be maximizing all of their relic kind of abilities. So what I mean by that is like these stages right here. To get your additional debuffs or additional attack percentages, you're going to need tons of whetstones and you're going to need tons of books. But the books is, done in Crom Crouch. However, the whetstones are a really important thing. Now, the nice thing is there are some really nice places to farm to get whetstones and to get some of the items that you need for your gear sets. So one of the best places that I like to farm is 5-5. Oh, no, sorry, not 5-5. Where is it? It's Hell Stage. Maybe it's 3-5. I was just farming it. Got to be more prepared. Not 7-5. Uh, 6-2 is very good, actually. So 6-2 is a great place to farm because you are farming your whetstones and you're also farming the possibility of equipment crafting material for mythic items. So these are the items that you need to craft a vigor set 5 and 6 star gear. On top of that, you're going to be getting polishing powder as well to upgrade your relics, a little bit of relic breaths, and some gold and XP or whatever. But the places that you can get whetstones and the crafting material for vigor set are basically where you're going to live because you need really, really great vigor sets in order to beat the Forbidden Dungeon hard, and you're going to need the same thing for Clan Raid. Like, the amount of speed and bulk that you need on these bosses is just insane. So yeah, guys, it's kind of just those little things. I will say one of the things that you want to prioritize on your dailies as well are the equipment dungeons. So you just want to do a quick 3 run of your equipment dungeon battles, which you should be farming at this point in the game because these stat change stone materials are going to be really important. I've already talked about this a little bit in another video talking about gear. Because these stat change stones exist, your gear doesn't really matter, like the substats, because you can change them. So all that matters is the rarity the legendary versus rarity, and then your star levels, 5 to 6 star. So any type of gear that I have here that is 6 star and legendary, I don't really care what the substats are. This is a bad example because the main stat is rough, but like on stuff like this is an attack set with HP and effect accuracy and hit. This is like terrible substats, but because those change stones are here, I can mix and match whatever substats I want to make this an amazing piece. And I'm going to need a lot of those, a lot of this stat change stone powders. That's also why Forbidden Dungeon Hard is so important, because every day you can get 5 of these just from auto clearing, one of these stages that you beat on hard. I don't know if this goes up the further along you go. I'm assuming it is, because this replaces the pedestals, and in Forbidden Dungeon Normal, the higher up you go, the more pedestals you actually get as well. So, yeah, guys, that's really all I have. I just wanted to talk about that late game plateau, just because it is something that you will run into. I wish I knew about it a little bit earlier, but those are the things that I want you to prioritize and look for, especially if you're like early to mid game. Don't over prioritize it. I have other videos talking about where you should prioritize. However, if you want to get a little bit of head start, pay attention or keep aware of the things that I've mentioned in this video. All right. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.